big city. Didn't nobody know who I was. A lot of doors were shut in my face. But you know the song Mike Jones, You All Hot, You On Me Now? You know, I've been doing a lot of great work, man. I'm very humble, not arrogant, you know, and now I've built chapters in different cities, you know, and just being the voice for the voice and not here to be seen, just being to making a difference in the community.
Right on, right on. So tell us, I mean, I heard you say about the house fire and death threats and stuff like that, man. And to ask a question pertaining to that, man, you know, dealing with the historical facts and what we know to present time, are we as the people, are we taking this thing serious as we should be? What do you know when we're talking about?
I think we should be a little bit more. We should be a little bit more serious because I'm to the point now. It's all about economics, Q. You know, we can rally. I didn't. You know, learn over the years. You can rally and protest all you want, but if we're not supporting our own community, putting money back in our own community, we're failing ourselves. That's why back in the day they made a difference because we were supporting each other economic wise. Right now, I don't think we're doing enough. You know, me personally, my organization, we talk about, you know, black on black business. You know, every month, my organization feature black on black business on our website. Everywhere I travel, I go support where I spend my money in my own community, maybe restaurants. So I'm gonna say we have a long ways to go, man. You know, I always say, you know, how can we fight the enemy? We keep fighting ourselves. And what I'm saying is we need to join forces with each other. There are several organizations out here doing the same thing, but are we all working together? Now, I can't say there's a lot of people doing what they're doing, but we got to start really working together. That's why I wanted to come on your show. I want to give a shout out to you as being a black entrepreneur, having your own platform. So that's why I came on here immediately. We got to support our own.
Thank you. And likewise, because you had me on your show a few times. I think maybe twice too. So in the event of you speaking on how do we unify and work together, where do we start, man? You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we know that we were conditioned to not trust each other. So with what you're doing and what we're all trying to do or pondering on doing, where do we start? Like you said, a lot of people doing a lot of things in the community. And one of my sayings are, we always say, well, we're going in the same direction, but I'm like, when are we going to get in the same vehicle and arrive at the same time? So it's like, don't meet me there, beat me there, but how do we go together?
We need to go right now. That's why I love social media. You know, if you're using the right way, you feel me? Because I know what you're doing, you know what I'm doing, have a resource that I don't know. So we have the resources to start right now. We can't keep saying, you know, when do we start? We need to start right now because you know what? We ain't promised tomorrow, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to have that mentality. You know, we need to start now. You know, because what I usually do, man, I know us as an organization, if I see something on social media or things like that, I will share it. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, this is what this brother and sister is doing, you know, and things like that. But obviously, we have a long ways to go, man. You know, the crime in our own communities is crazy, you know, and things like that. We always get upset, which we need to get. We know the system is not for us. You know, but especially when law enforcement is involved, but when we're killing each other, you know, I'm just as upset. You know, as a human rights organization, you know, a lot of rights are being violated and things like that. So the question is, we need to start now. There's no excuse at this point.
Right. So shouts out to everybody on Facebook Live. I see a few faces. Sis, what's up? My older sister, I see you on there, Yolanda. What's up? Mom, I see you on there. Lene, what's going on? Thank y'all for joining, man. Happy Friday to everybody. So real quick, Mr. Rose, what sparked the drive in you to want to continue in this fight, man? Because you and I know boots on the ground, man, it gets grim. It's a lot of tears, a lot of bloodshed. Right. I know what keeps me going, but what keeps you going? And I'm trying to paint a picture so the people that need your assistance, they will understand the heart and your compassion for what you do. So again, what sparked you to continue this fight, man?
First of all, it's called the bloodline because of my dad. Man, he was a soldier. You know, I see what he did, and it actually rubbed off on me. And then my grandson. I look into his eyes. I want his legacy to continue. I look in his eyes and say, you know what? It ain't I, it's we. I have to continue to make sure that when he grow older, you know, that his freedom is going to be there. Obviously, we've got some issues going on. So actually, it's the future. I go around and speak to the young people. They don't want to really continue to push me. You know, it's bigger than Gerald Rose. You know what I'm saying? Somebody looked out for me. So we got to look out for somebody else. You know, we have to be proactive instead of being reactive, especially coming in our community.
Right,
you know,
right.
Especially it's the young people. They're not going to these halfway houses, man, when people getting out of prison, do motivational speaking once a month. And went to these homeless shelters. You know, anybody could be in this situation. So it keeps me going. You know what I mean? No one's bigger than nobody. You know, and things like that. So that's obviously what keeps me going. And of course, the man above is the number one that keeps me going.
Right. And I want to salute you too, man. You were one of the first ones, man, that allowed me the opportunity to speak in the school at the Buzzman. How you pronounce it?
Ombudsman, correct. But you know what, Q? We're back now. I know we haven't talked in a while, but now the platform got bigger. Of course, I have my radio show as well. I want to invite you. It's called Real Talk with New Order. I'm on 108.9, the Power Radio. I do it every second and fourth Saturday of each month. I'd like to invite you into my territory. Like right now, I'm in your territory.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So people need to know what you're doing.
Yes, sir. And make sure you put that in the chat when you grab a second, or either when we off, so people can know how to tune in and catch a show and stuff like that.
I definitely will.
So tell us the name of your organization and give us the the mission and your statement and what you guys do and all that good stuff.
It's called New Order, National Human Rights Organization, with a voice for the voiceless. We feel if your rights has been violated, we will come to your aid. You know, I can say that we do have a legal team that's on board. You know, we can, resources for you. We have a youth and outreach department because our people not just hungry during the holidays, they hungry all year, and things like that. So we just have a lot of going on right now. Of course, we can't help you out on a legal situation, but we don't jump on cases because of emotions. We jump on cases because of facts. Because once you got your facts, you got a solution, and things like that. So we're very emotional people, so we are very strict when call us for help. We don't take complaints just over a phone call. We got to have documentation because it covers us as an organization and things like that. So I'm just excited, man. We have a long ways to go. It's just the dedication from the research department to the political department, the youth and outreach, the marketing department, department heads, my board of directors. I could go on and on and on. It's just the fact that, you have to be organized, and we take this stuff very serious because it's to the point now when people talking about you, you must be doing something. If they ain't talking about you, you ain't doing so obviously they talking.
Right. And if they notice, if anybody see you right now, man, they should see you all over the news. I know I just saw you with Victor Hill and what the things he got going over there in Clayco.
I'm glad you brought that up because I took a lot of heat on that. I took a lot of heat when Michael Vick was before he came clean that he was fighting dogs back in 2007. That was the first organization to say, let him have his time in court, because I look at the bigger picture. I didn't just look at Michael Vick. I looked at someone was the highest paid black male at that time. And you know what I'm saying, bro? Like Victor Hill, we do all politics have issues, but when he first took office, he brought his own team in there. He fired all of the white officers. And from day one, he was being attacked. And things like that. So I'm looking at a bigger picture, whatever. But obviously, I know things that, because when he got in trouble the first time, he was facing 35 indictments back in 2000, maybe like 13. And Victor Hill called me and said, I need your help. I said, first of all, you need to be honest with me. What's going on? And I actually stepped up, joined the team. He had attorneys, and ended up getting found out guilty on all 35 charges. So Right now, people say, why now? Why are you standing up again? Because I'm looking at a bigger picture. But if you talk to people in Clayton County, you know, half of people love him, half of people don't. What's weird about the young people don't like him, but the older people like him because crime rate is very down in Clayton County. And he runs that.
I see him making super moves, man. I'm like, I don't know if criminals want to be in Clayco because he ain't playing.
He runs that jail like a boot camp. You know what I mean?
He ain't playing, man. So listen here.
But I don't just jump on board, bro. You know, I mean, I'm in contact with the attorneys. You have some good attorneys, you know, things like that. So I just don't jump on anything or whatever. You know, I kind of pray on it first, get some advice from my attorneys, and then I move forward.
Right. I've seen you on a numerous numerous high profile cases from the couple of you know, I know the police incidents. That's all the stuff that had been going on up in Cobb. I saw you with Brody and Peace Justice. So I'm seeing, when you're saying connect and unify, I'm seeing people strategically putting pieces to the puzzle and understanding what's really going on. Because a lot of us, we don't understand politics. You know, we have our personal feelings involved in politics, when politics is, like, to me, it's a whole monster by itself. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on politics?
It's very important. You know, it's not just the national politics, the local politics. Come on, Q, you lived in Cobb County for a while. Did you ever thought, man, we would have the first national chairwoman in Cobb? The first DA, black DA. I mean, the sheriff of Cobb County is black. You know what I'm saying? I never thought of that, bro. We ain't talking about Atlanta. We're talking about Cobb County.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, our voices was heard. So it can be done. So like you said, we can unite and stick together and make a change. We turned this state blue, bro.
Okay.
I never thought this would be a blue state.
You
know what I'm saying? So it can be done. So there is no excuses at this point. It can be done. But now, you know, Brody been on my show before. I had the sheriff on my show. I had the chairwoman. You know, I invited her on the show or whatever. You know, and things like that. So this county is changing. You know, just the fact we got to continue to network and unite.
And you got to let people know too, it's not a negative thing, man. Because a lot of time when we bring up these issues about community and the you know, rights being violated, people think it's just hoopla, but they don't understand how long this fight been processed. And you know, in the color, you know, the line in the sand, man, that's been drawn. That, you know, we're trying to really foresee that. So real quick, tell us explain human rights to the people, man, the listeners and the viewers. Explain human rights.
First of all, human rights is we're not a civil rights. Civil rights, you're in this small little corner. Human rights is for all races. Of course, obviously, is more effective because of people of color. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we didn't help anybody or whatever. So that's like Malcolm X. He was for like rights, but he was down with his people. Now I want to clear that up.
Right.
You know, I like when he said, you know, you could be concerned, but you can't join us. Now, my organization is kind of a mixed race, you know, and things like that. You know, and because I think you have to kind of set an example, but they do understand if we are mixed race and you're not coming from our community, they know what the problem is now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So we need somebody to go get behind them doors sometime, or at least let us in.
That's right. And you got you got the right one, baby. You know, you ever say that?
Right.
You know, one thing about me, man, I don't fear no one, man, but the man above. You know, I didn't work hard so many years, man. Many doors was closed in my face, but now I could just pick up the phone and call the mayor, call the governor. I need to sit with you. I need to talk with you.
Right.
Whatever. You know, I played a major part, man. You remember they took the All-Star game away from here in Atlanta?
Right.
I had a press conference in front of the Braves Stadium thanking Major League Baseball for doing that because of the voter suppression they're pulling here in Atlanta. So sometimes you got to step out on something where people will not touch. You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, to cut you off, I didn't even know that it came back. I saw that they moved it and it was like a couple of weeks later they were playing back at the stadium. So I didn't catch that it was
no. They moved the All-Star game was supposed to be here.
Oh, right. Not okay.
Right. So just me, myself, and many other organizations, was doing stuff behind the scenes, but I physically went in front of SunTrust Stadium, me and my chairman, Mr. Kyle Jones, and spoke out on why that the Major League Baseball made the right decision on moving the All-Star game because of what they're doing here in Georgia. It was to the point I was going to go up to Augusta, Georgia and protest in front of the Masters. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go where the spotlight is there. I know the game on this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things like that. But, a lot of people talk about it, but what do you got to be about it? You know what I'm saying?
I hear people saying now, go ahead, finish. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and doing that, everybody's not going to agree with you, bro. Like I said, I took some heat on the Victor Hill when I was from Michael Vick, man. Now Peter was coming after me, even when I went to Texas, I spoke on the Sandra Bland case as well.
Right. I
didn't just see it from a distance. I went in front of the jail in Hampstead, Texas, and spoke about the Sandra Bland case. I took heat on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact a lot of people is scared of change. That's what the problem is. And change is coming. You don't see the difference?
Right, I do. So let me. I want to go back to something too. I remember, and I don't know how historical fact that this may be, but I did read it, even with the Martin Luther King back in those days, that he initially was for Black rights and civil for Black people, but as I was reading, it was stated that they switched it because they didn't want it to be about Black people per se, and then so they considered it to be human rights instead of the mainstream trying to get rights for colored people.
Right. Well, King, man, was he was a prophet, man. He set an example for a lot of people. My dad admired him. Also Gandhi, he admired Gandhi. And when you seen King march and protest and speak, his words was just off the chain, man.
Right.
And things like that, man. And what's sad about is that I always say, has this dream turned into a nightmare? Are we living this dream? And the man, one thing he said, we have to work together, man, and we need to do that. I want to give a shout out to our young people. A lot of our young people are in them streets making
and they know what's going on.
Yeah, so all eyes are open right now. Thank God social media, people pull out their camera phone right away.
Right. I want to open up the line too, man. When you get free, open up the line so the listeners and viewers, man, maybe have some questions they can chime in, or they can come on, or they could actually put it in the chat. But before we do that, when it comes to human rights, meaning the adverse effects of the police brutality, prison reform, lack of due process. What do people need to know from your chair? Understand that we have to learn or find out who we need to contact. So what do we need to know as citizens when something happens? What do we need to know? Be quiet.
Well, they need to you need to do some research. I think that everybody in the community are leaders, but I do understand that everyone don't want to be in the forefront. But it's obviously you can just do your research. You could Google a lot of stuff. The internet is powerful, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need to research, man.
People say you got a smartphone.
I don't think we're doing that. We're not doing that today, because when I get calls, I get questions like that. But it's obviously, man, there's steps that you can take to get answers. Just the fact you got to research, and pick up a book and read.
Yes, sir.
I wonder when last time people pick up a book and read. We so hooked on this social media, which I do understand, but I read a lot of books. I'm kind of still old school, man. You know what I mean? I know we have this new tech. I know with that new technology, we done got a little lazy. We can just Google right quick. You know what I'm saying? Go to the library, get in that little corner, and read, man. So it's not really that hard, to be honest, Q. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mind thing, man. It's about bringing the mind in. I make sure I got so many books in here, man. I make sure I read something every day. Even if I don't finish a whole book, I'll read a chapter over here and a chapter over there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or even if I pull up something, I'm pulling up books or interviews or watching other. You know, I keep myself where I can continue to learn. You know what I'm saying, in a learning position.
And the good thing about when I say not I, but we, I don't have all the answers, man. I have people, my organization might know some that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Mr. Kyle Jones is a former DeKalb County over on the Internal Affairs Department. So if we get a call about police brutality, guess who I shoot it to? I shoot it to him. You know what I'm saying? So we use our talent. You know what I'm saying? We have a political department. Like you said about voting. Bam, if I don't have the answer, I shoot it to the political department. You know what I'm saying? So I have different resources I could shoot into even within the organization. I'm just basically like the face that's continue to plant seeds across this country. I just recruited a young girl out of the state of Colorado. We have members in Michigan, Louisiana, Alabama. You know, haven't really got on the West Coast yet. So we're moving, man. We're striving, man. But, you know, I just got to continue to ask God to continue to wake me up, man, and you know, and keep my health up, man, because without health, man, you can't do nothing, bro.
Right. Awesome. You actually just answered my next question, because I wanted to know what was the people's chain of command, and you kind of just, you know, answered that.
Well, what happens is when I say chain of command, like if I go into business, matter of fact, prime example, I'm gonna tell you how God is good, man. Remember the case Alton Sterling out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
Right.
The aunt just inboxed me from just out of the blue. I was like, wow, what is this? But anyway, I was in Baton Rouge, man, about 4 years ago. I received a Black Wall Street Award. I was a guest speaker. And when I was in Baton Rouge, they kind of asked me, what is your comment about the Alton Sterling case? I never met the family now. And it was quoted in the newspaper. So I say about 3 weeks ago, the auntie of Alton Sterling case reached out to me and asked me, well, I would like to be the guest speaker for the memorial service this year in Baton Rouge, man, between the 3rd and the 5th of July. I was like, wow, that ain't nothing but God, though. You know why? Because people are watching you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's watching you or whatever. I take this very serious, man. You know, and my marketing department, I got to give them a shout out, because their job every day is to market the organization throughout Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's their job. Everybody has a role to play. And that's why I love this organization.
Exactly, man. Once again, we want to shout out to everybody in the chat and Facebook Live. I see Peace Justice. He is in the building, man. Peace Justice, salute, man, for everything you got going on, man.
Yeah, Peace Justice, what's up?
Yeah, Peace Justice, man. What's going on, man? Gerald Rose said, what's up? Mr. Rose. Okay, I got some people in the chat. Let me because I have I want to address a situation. Yolanda, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, that situation, can you address it to Mr. Rowe while we have him on the line and see what he has to say and which direction that we can go in?
Yes, I do appreciate your work, Mr. Rowe, and thank you for your humility in wanting to advocate for people. We are important. No matter what our race, ethnicity, or creed is, we are important. God made us for a purpose. So thank you for lending your life to people. Thank you. And so my question is currently, I guess my brother and I have this situation where someone is incarcerated and they have multiple medical issues and they have been denied access to the doctor, outside doctor, as well as the infirmary doctor, and they are in stage 3 kidney disease with lung problems and other health problems, and have only been treated with an inhaler since December. And we're very concerned, and they are concerned, you know, rightly so. And I just don't know, I guess, what would be the wise first step to do to get them help. And also their main goal is to ask for an early release due to the declining health.
Well, what you could do as far as us as an organization, I'm gonna give you some information, you know, that you can contact us. you will have to fill out a complaint form and explain everything what's going on, you know, with the situation, because we know that inmates still have rights. We take plenty of calls that they're not getting their medical attention. So I have a problem with that, you know, because you got to remember, they're still human beings. You know, they might have been a lot of, you know, they might have made a mistake. They might have did something, but they're still human beings, you know, because when you go to jail and prison, you're supposed to get this word called rehab. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure they're not being treated like animals. So I would definitely give out some information at the end of the podcast that you could contact us and we can go from there and things like that. But obviously, you know, I do have some contacts. Now, you said this is here in Georgia?
He's in, what I think, Milledgeville?
Yes, in Reedsville.
Reedsville.
Okay, Reedsville, okay. Okay, that is no problem. You know, one thing about my organization, I know how to shake some heads. I don't care where it's at. You know, and things like that, you know. So it's just the fact that if you look at our resume of what we do, you know, people look at us like, okay, these folks is not playing. You know, because first of all, I would expose you. You know, I would expose corruption, you know, and things like that. So that is no problem, ma'am. And like I said, I'll give out some information. If you want to take a number down right now, you're welcome. Do you have something to write with?
Yes.
You might also put it in the chat while you're giving it out.
Okay.
Ready?
You can call my office at 1-800-346-5138. That's 1-800-346-5138. As soon as we get off the air today, I would encourage you to make a call and put in your complaint and see how we can move forward on this.
Right. Now, Mr. Rose.
Thank you again.
Yeah, Q, I don't know if you remember. You remember when I had the protest in front of the Cobb County Jail back in 2003? I don't know if you know me. That inmates still have. We know jail is not no hotel.
Right.
But you know, I was the first one had a protest march in Cobb County back in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I see what's going on out here, man. Our people are mobilizing now. We just got to keep the momentum going, especially after the George Floyd case, you know. So we got to keep this momentum going. And like I said, the sister right there, you know, a lot of people are victims, man. You know, loved ones are being mistreated behind them prison walls. There's no excuse at all.
Right.
Period.
Right. So, Mr. Rowe, let me run this number back to you. You said 1-800-346-5138. And
also, let me give you the website as well. You can file through that way as well. Our website is www.nonhro.org. That's www.nonhro.org. You can file a complaint through our website as well.
Okay, and that's New Order, National Human Rights Organization.org. I just put it in the chat. That's why
correct.
I reiterated.
Appreciate that.
So give the people, I understand from your side of the fence, I know you know what the people don't know. So before we get out of here, you know it don't take all day to do nothing, man. I want to thank you again for stopping by the green room at QUETV. But give the people a message right now or some kind of information that you know they need, that you see they not privy on. What would you tell them?
Well, got to pay attention what's going on. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. You need to research. You know, like the young lady came online. I know you have to kind of find out what's going on with your surroundings. I do a lot of research and read. I mean, I keep saying that, but that's the honest truth, man, especially us as Black people. And once again, we got to support our own, man, financially, because all this stuff is going on. If we support our own, you know, when we take money out their pocket, you know, that's a threat. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Right now, we have, you know, all this stuff going on with the NFL, whatever. You know, we got enough money to start our own league. You agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
You know, but we're not thinking like that.
And some of them getting paid enough to do it. To start, you know what I'm saying? So it's some money going out. It's some money out there for a lot of money. I don't know what they're afraid of, man. I really don't. I really don't. You said
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, I'm geeking out. You know, my ancestors died for me, bro. I'm not gonna bite my tongue for no one. You might disagree, you might or agree with me, but you know, as long as I know once I walk out my house and that guy got my back, I'm gonna speak my mind, bro. because again, I'm not promised tomorrow, and I'm going down fighting for our future, which is the young people, you know, my family, you know, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing, man. It's a lot going on out here. The enemy, the devil is busy, you know, even in our own community, you know, and it's just, I get angry sometimes is that are we just as upset when we harming each other?
Right.
And I was the first person. Remember, you heard about that little girl, Shakur, down by the Wendy's, man? You know what I'm saying? I was the first organization spoke out about that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't wait on nobody, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't wait on nobody, man. It's just the fact I love my people. I believe in my people, but our people got to wake up.
Right. And once again, man, I think I can speak for the people as well and commend you, man. And, you know, most definitely praying for, you know, continued safety, you know, to and fro as you travel, man, and doing your thing, man, because it's so many people, there's so many people, man, need help and they don't know where to start. They don't know who to contact. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate what you guys are doing. Like I said, you in the months of a lot of other individual, man, and their organization in their rights, man, of what they're trying to do. And you know, you never knock a man.
It's a lot of people. There's a lot of people doing great work out here, man.
Right.
I just want to applaud everybody that's doing their part. But the ones just sitting around, just being a dead rock, just laying around and complaining on the sidelines, I'm sorry. You gotta do something. You know, you might not want to be in the front lines, but do something. Pick up a call, make a phone call.
If you ain't gonna do nothing, at least get out the way. Put it like that. Get out the way. You ain't gonna all boot 10 toes down.
You know what's really funny to me? The ones that's complaining is the ones ain't doing nothing. So how you gonna complain to me if you ain't doing nothing, or criticize me if you ain't doing nothing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That what cracks me up. I just laugh on and keep moving, bro.
So Mr. Rowe, give the youth one of those positive messages, man, that you always give them, man. Give the youth something.
All right, I've always tell our young people to put down the pistols, pick up the pencils, because another victim dies, another mother cries. That's plain and simple. It was short, but as far as racism, if I could say this to my people, if it's not slavery, it's segregation. If it's not segregation, it's discrimination. If it's not discrimination, it's intimidation. If it's not intimidation, it's incarceration. If it's not incarceration, it's prejudice. If it's not prejudice, it's poverty. If it's not poverty, it's unemployment. If it's not unemployment, you catching hell at your employment. Plain and simple. Racism is not going nowhere.
Right on.
It's just the fact what we go do. Like you said, when we first opened up this podcast, what we go do. But the question is, there's no more excuses because life is short. And it's like these people trying to take us back in the 50s and the 60s. This 2021, bro. This is ridiculous, the stuff I be seeing. You know what I'm saying? And we sit and just take it. I don't.
Right.
People just sit back and just taking it. Just talking about it behind the scenes or whatever.
Right, a lot of people that are doing that, man. I as time keep going on, I think people that turn the blind eye, because I know we done lost so many people, man. I lost my father this year, man. R.I.P. to dad. But I mean, every time I'm on social media, man, I'm seeing people leaving here left and right, man, for different reasons. But for the majority of us, I think the coming together, the like minds, and you know, the biblical statement says, you know, if you build it, they'll come, man. So I know a lot of people are trying to figure out which way to go, because I know there's a lot of trust issues amongst our community and our brothers and sisters, man. But I think once we,
you right about that, man.
Yeah, so once we get over, you're right about that. I think people see who's making moves and who's doing the work. Some people moving slower than others, but I think going forward, man, I think a lot of this is going to change, man, because a lot of times you have to remember this too. Sometimes a person or individual won't move until they're tired. And I think a lot of us at our week's end about we need change and we want it now.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Right. So, Mr. Rowe, we ain't going to hold you, man. Thank you for sliding through the green room. You know, you're welcome to come back anytime. If any questions come in while we heading out of here, man, I'll most definitely shoot them to you, and we'll make sure we get the people to answer. I always thank you for.
And I got to bring you on my radio show as well, bro. So look at your calendar for the month of June.
Okay.
Or whatever. And I'll be talking to you offline or whatever, get you on my show, because, again, you know, I need to get you on my platform, let explain what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
You know, but tomorrow tomorrow from 3 to 4, I'll be on 108.9, the Power Radio for Real Talk with New Order. We just go talk about, again, what we're talking about, you know, the issues that's going on in this community locally and nationwide.
Okay, what time is that?
It's from 3 to 4. I'll be live on Facebook Live, talking about it, whatever. You know, for our first show, to be honest, bro, I was very impressed. Our very first show, we had over 800 viewers, bro. Wow. That was our first show.
Right,
and it's a call-in show. You can call in or whatever. So I'm excited. But you know what? It ain't just it's we. You know, I got to make sure I blow this video up. You know, we got to help each other out, man.
Right on. Hey, like I said, we ain't going to keep, man.
We can't be selfish as a people. You feel me?
Most definitely, man. I got to practice what I preach and do better as well, man. You know, but one of my things is this, though, before we get out of here.
What's up?
A lot of the things I want to share from different people, because a lot of people, they'll try to just push stuff on your page. All I'm telling people is that's watching this now, going to see this, have a relationship. I can't promote you and I don't know what you do. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a crook or running a fraud. You know what I'm saying? So send me a message and let's have a meet and greet or a phone conversation so I can ask you some questions. But I don't want nobody to feel like, since, you know, you have these platforms, you just send me something to my inbox or try to put something on my page, because I'm going to delete it. You feel me?
There you go. So let me ask you something. When I get offline, I need to share this on my page. So I just need to go to your personal, to the QTV.
This is what we live on QTV.
Okay, cool. Right. All right, as soon as I get off, you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to share it, bro.
Hey, man, the turn up is real, man. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank every one of you, man, that took the time to stop by to holler at us, man, in the green room, QTV Multimedia, your one-stop shop for marketing, advertisement, interviews. So if you got that book, you got that new music, come on over and give us a holler. Mr. Rowe, thank you, man, one more time. Peace and love. Thank you for having me,
bro. For my New Order family across this country, New Order for life, not I, but we. Let's do this.
Peace and love.
Hey, Q, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep doing it, bro. Show everybody tune in for my dog. QTV Multimedia. QTV Multimedia. People all of the time, we do the flyers design. QTV Multimedia. I'm not the sun, but I'm helping them shine with inquiring minds. QTV Multimedia. Let us have a visit to your brand. We can come up with a plan. Show you how to expand. Q Harvey is the man. In order to advance, you gotta take a chance. Show photography, videography, interviews. Wanna know more? You gotta stay tuned. Book, pop a shop event is very important. Let us add to your visual and make it a core virtual youth program. Set our mind and community. How to keep them on the streets, teach them knowledge and a unity. QTV Multimedia. You know, with all the different things that we teach them. QTV Multimedia. Posting people all of the time. We do the flyers design. QTV Multimedia. I'm not the sun, but I'm helping them shine with inquiring minds.